Lead, inspire, motivate, and empower. Welcome to Lead with DX, your guide to digital transformation in a complex world. Here are your hosts, Lars Jeppesen and Wasantha Wirakuni, the founders of Tech One Global and Enadoc.
Hello, Vasanta.
Yes, Lars, good afternoon.
You've got gray hair.
You saw that?
No, I cannot see it, but I saw some pictures.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah. I still have the same hair, meaning I still have no hair.
So the color won't change. Oh,
Yeah,
I
not
know
much
you have
actually. It's
here.
more the beard. I have a little bit gray beard. So it's not about your hair and my beard, right?
Yeah,
So Tech One, formerly known as Tech Distribution, is turning 20 this year.
yes.
And you know what? I'm turning 60 this year. So basically, I'm with Tech One from 40 to 60. So very important part of my career life, huh?
Almost one third, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow,
Well, it's half of my career life right now.
absolutely.
Yeah. So, but as I said, tech distribution, we really started our company as tech distribution, right?
Yeah,
And we always listen to those people like uh, Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and all these guys starting in a garage, right?
yes.
But we didn't really start in a garage, but I wouldn't say, but almost, right?
Almost 10 by
Yeah.
10 room.
So in your house there was a garage, and that
Of course,
was where some of the first computers and stuff was set up, right?
absolutely.
Yeah, and where we designed our tech distribution logo.
You remember that?
Yeah,
Hmm.
in your upstairs floor. I mean,
Yeah,
the interesting thing, I don't know, this is news to many people probably. So if there's a story to tell, it's that when we started the company, one of the actually the main purpose of starting the company was we were approached by Microsoft, and they wanted us to start a distribution for them in Sri Lanka. And they also already had some distribution, but it was done out of India, and technical support and billing and all this stuff were complicated. In those days, the main challenge was the piracy, because a lot of people were buying operating systems and Office and all of these products, on a pirated copy. And then the problem was, when you bought the original copy and you had any problems and any activation issues or anything like this, then you need to go through all this headache. So it was not only that it was much cheaper to buy the pirate copy, it was also much more convenient. And you didn't have to deal with sending money to India and paying bills there and so on. So it was really the request was to help with that problem. So when we named the company, we were very focused on being a local company, right? I mean, techdistribution.lk.
yes.
So now,
There are a lot of stories behind that, but of course,
no,
yes.
not so many stories behind that, but where it led to was very important, very, very interesting, because so we registered the domain name, right? Techdistribution.lk, because we want to make sure everybody understands we are a local company.
Yes.
And then suddenly, after a few months, one of the first staff came and said, "Did you know that techdistribution.com is another company selling pornography online, like porn
Yes.
DVDs?" It was an American company, so we got the shock. So anybody who missed the point that it was techdistribution.lk and just put techdistribution.com got to this site. I'm not quite sure if I ever saw the site. I don't remember, seeing that techdistribution.com, but I'm sure it was something like this. And then we changed the domain name, right, to techdisti.com.
Yes. Techdistry.com.
Yeah. So that's a good story to to hear from everybody who's new in the company that it started like that, right? And
And
I found actually the other day I found my business cards from those days, and we have this alumni in Facebook for all the employees, and one of our earlier employees also posted the other day some giveaway items from those days. Yeah, it's interesting when you reach 20 years and you think back. It's like, anyway, something never changes, that I'm the one who's doing all the talking.
yeah, it has been the trend, right? No, so there was an important thing that I remember as well. When we were trying to understand whether it is a feasible business, whether should we go into this business or not. Where I had few meetings with some of our partners. Still, they are our partners, and I remember how that specific person, I would not mention the name, reacted when I said that we wanted to be the distributor for Microsoft in Sri Lanka. All the smile on his face was gone, because he thought that what we are trying to do is also the same thing that our previous or predecessors were trying to do. But when I talked about that, the local services, local delivery, local pricing, our strategy being a local partner, I think that is how everyone started liking us beyond that point.
Mm.
But it was not the impression they had initially.
Yeah, I mean, the thing, of course, is that in those days, the distributors globally were, some of them are still around, but in a different kind of shape. There was Tech Data. I think we had kind of taken a little bit look at that when we took our name. There was Tech Data, Reddington, Ingram Micro, and those guys, right? So of
Yes.
course, the main, all these distributors are carrying many brands, and of course this is what people were scared of, or maybe not scared of, but they were thinking, what are we going to do now? Why should they buy Microsoft from us if we are also going to be selling, let's say, HP or Dell or something, and compete with them? So this
Yes.
became very clear to us very early that we didn't want to do that, right? So when people are asking us today, why are you so focused on Microsoft? It actually came from that time that when we were a distributor, we didn't want to compete with our partners. So therefore, we did not bring any hardware,
Hardware.
and then we could compete with them. But that actually gave us an edge that we have until today, and that we will have in the future as well, is that the focus on Microsoft in Tech One has been there from birth, and that means that we are is deeply ingrained in our, if not our DNA, but at least our blood. That focus, and that there's, I don't think, hardly any Microsoft people around, at least the Microsoft people we deal with, that have been around for 20 years in our region. So
No.
we have been there in front of our customers representing Microsoft from more than any of the Microsoft people who are in the region that Microsoft that sees clients. There might be some people in Microsoft, and there are for sure many people in Microsoft who have been there more than 20 years. But if you look at the people who sees clients in this region, they have not been, at least in this region for this time. They might have been somewhere else, but it's very hard to find anybody who has been facing the same clients day in and day out, year in and year out, for the past 20 years.
Very true, Lars. And also, if you go back and see, people who work with us, and there have been also many people who have joined Microsoft, grown within Microsoft, moved to different countries, and today some of them are retiring. So it's a long time. The 20 years is quite long.
Some of them are retiring, some of them are being laid off.
Yes, yes.
The commitment we have had, to both Microsoft but also to our employees, has been there ever since, right? I mean, we have gone from strength to strength, but we have been able to build a company that has been very focused on our people, right? I mean, our people and the fact that we are now a great place to work in almost every country that has that program, great place to work certified, is a testament to the fact that we focus on our people and develop our people. And unlike maybe some of our competitors and even Microsoft, some of our people have been with us almost from the start, are still there. And some of them, as we said, have joined Microsoft. Some of them have done something else. People are all over the world these days.
Some of them don't have hair anymore.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, like me. So yeah, so I think that's always very interesting and inspiring to see, the people that have worked with us and where they have gone and what they're doing today, and also so many children have been born out of
Tech one
couples
babies.
that have met in
Tech
Tech
one
One,
baby.
right?
Tech
And
one babies.
I guess. Take one babies, yeah, yeah. So still there. So yeah, I guess we are very kind of family oriented in that way. I mean, of course, these days it's very difficult to maintain relationships within a company because things have changed since they were 20 years ago. But people are still meeting and still getting married. So it's nice to see and see the growth in individuals as well who joined us very junior. So in those days, I guess like today, we hired a lot of people almost like from school or graduates or freshers or whatever you call it, right? I mean, even last week here in the Philippines, we were attending a career day in one of the universities, and I guess that's also a part of our how we have built up the company is by giving back to society in that way and giving opportunities to a lot of people to grow.
I mean, that's also a pace of we have acquired talents which are extremely, we can say, how would I say that? Nobody would have ever imagined that capabilities in some of the freshers that we have hired. And if you have been looking at already the
Hmm.
seasoned people, probably you will be able to judge, or obviously you will see what are their capabilities. But when somebody is fresh out of the university, and when they join and then start showing that the fresh thinking and their capabilities, sometimes we have innovated out of many of our solutions out of those young people. They have been able to find uh,
Hmm.
answers to problems, I think, in a better way than sometimes experienced people would have done.
Yeah, when you recruit people and you get this kind of combination of talent, then of course you come up with solutions which are different and uh, hopefully most of the time better
Yes.
than if you go more traditional, right? So yeah, so that, but then something happened, right? Then Microsoft thought we were doing so great in Sri Lanka that they said, okay, but we have some challenges like we have in Sri Lanka and some other countries. And then we expanded, and then we went from local to global, right? So then we decided to change the name from uh, instead of, we could have been just tech distribution in all countries, but there were some elements of also changing the business model from being a distribution model to being more of a partner delivering solutions and a reseller. um, I guess the word reseller is a little bit antiquated these days, but basically somebody who buys a solution or product from somebody, in this case Microsoft, and then turn it into a solution is then what happened, right? And so we became Tech One Global instead of Tech Distribution Global or things like that, because we basically started to sell solutions directly to end users, and that
Yes.
really took off first in Brunei, right? Because we became a Microsoft partner in Brunei, and then from Brunei we expanded to Bangladesh and Nepal, and then later on to Philippines, and that's where we are. Then we became a regional CSP in 14 countries. So it's been quite an interesting growth. And I mean, if you look at the 14 countries where we basically have market, we still have a huge opportunity in front of us, right? Because we are still only operating in a few of those countries, right? So we still have a long way to go, another 20 years to build a business around other places. So we are still young and fresh and entrepreneurial,
Absolutely.
right? I mean, it feels
So,
like we are still a startup in many
the
ways.
the one so many people borrowed from us, right? Yes, and so we should have done something good. That's why everybody was borrowing our name. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, we should have patented. Yeah. So I think we have been able to build a brand. I mean, it's good the two of us can sit here and be proud of ourselves. It would be nice maybe somebody else should also talk about us from outside. So maybe we should ask our partners in Microsoft or any customers or anything like this also to say, okay, how they have seen what is a differentiator, or some
Yes.
of these employees who have been here a long time, right? So let's see what we can come up with. So basically, the idea that we have now is to have some of these chats in the next few months leading up to our 20th anniversary, and to discuss so many things that people know or might not know about Tech One and what's the future and where we are going and all the great things are happening, right? So with the growth comes growing pain, and then when you have gone through the growing pain and you come out on the other side, then it's just a different feel, right? So it will be great to talk about what is now after the teenage years are over and we are now in our 20s, what we can expect from this more grown up and mature company and where we are going next, right?
Yeah, we can also talk about all the learnings. There was not a single day in the beginning that we did not have challenges. So we will keep talking about some of those.
It would have been cheaper to send 10 people to Harvard than
Yes.
the money we have paid in our education in this company. But anyway, we have some good business partners as well, Rakesh and Ali, and that has been supporting us from day number one, and we have all grown together. So
Supporting and tolerating.
Yeah, supporting and tolerating all of each other. So I guess I think we can talk a long time, but I think let's bring somebody in next time and hear some other people's stories. How they have either some new people who came recently and what they have experienced and how they see our company different than other companies, and some people who have stayed with us for a long time and why they never left. Maybe they couldn't find a better job, or I don't know, but maybe they like to stay with us. Maybe they saw something, right? So
I think we are almost out of time,
Yeah, but it was a nice, maybe that can be a good foundation for the next couple of talks that we can have. And then, of course, I need to talk much less next time.
Well, that will not happen. You will always talk more.
No, if we are going to have somebody to talk about their experience, I cannot continue to talk, right? So I have to control myself. Okay, so great, Vasanta. Have a good day ahead.
Thank you, Lars. Have a great day.
Take care. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to rate and review our podcast, and be sure to subscribe to get the latest updates. Let's talk again soon.